Final cooking video. All right, I am ready. As much as I enjoy these videos, it is a lot to film. It's more difficult to film than my typical video and edit. I'm ready for this to be the last one, although I've been enjoying it and enjoying the food. I'm gonna make scrambled eggs today. In a way I've never made them before, using an ingredient I've never used before. So let me show you the ingredients. Spices are on the table, but got butter, got eggs. In here, you can't really tell, it's cornstarch, same color as the cup. Got some salmon, why not? Salmon. And this is how I transported the cornstarch. I'm not going to clean it out because I'm going to mix the cornstarch and the eggs anyway, but I'm going to whisk the eggs in there before they go in there. While I talk though, I'll get this going. There's water in here. I'm just going to turn that on. When the water boils, I'll know the rice cooker is hot. I'll get the water out, throw the butter in, the butter will start to melt. The thing is, when I have cooked scrambled eggs in the past, historically, they're almost always overdone. I'm much better at omelets, boiling eggs, and fried eggs. You know, whether it's over easy, medium, or hard. Scrambled, they're almost always overdone. They're like, not burnt and disgusting, but so done that they're like chunks of scrambled egg. It's more like someone just cut up an omelet. It's not runny. A lot of people like them runny, or wet might be the word used to describe it. I'm gonna try to make them that way. Low heat, so after the butter melts and the rice cooker is off, only working with the residual heat, I'm gonna try to cook the eggs like that. Also, I have the salmon because ideally, I think this would go well with like pork or steak. Something where you could cut up like small pieces, cook them in your pan, ideally in a full kitchen first, and then take the meat out, cook the eggs, and then combine them after. I don't have raw meat, nor do I have a way to cook raw meat, so I'm gonna cut up that salmon into small pieces and use it instead. It doesn't need to be cooked, but they are gonna get warm. So while the water is getting boiled, while the rice cooker is getting hot, I will whisk the eggs. All right, here we go. Got 3 eggs. Really, I hate when people tap the egg on the counter and then put it into the vessel. I don't want raw egg on my counter. I mean, this isn't mine, but still, I don't want raw egg on this table. This is plastic, so it's not gonna crack, but I'll just use the top of this. All right, that's as good as that's gonna get. All right, for getting the salmon prepped first, I need to get the can open. All right, now I need to get it out and cut it into small pieces. All right, there we go. Now it does just kind of crumble. I got some small pieces in that big chunk in the middle. And what timing? This is boiling, this is hot. I'm gonna get the water out and throw the butter in. See if I could do this with one hand. You want the cornstarch mixed with the water right before you put in the egg, otherwise it still might separate. So when the butter's ready, I'm gonna wait till then, water in with the cornstarch, mix it, put that into the egg, mix it, that into the rice cooker. Cornstarch, a very small amount of water in there. That might have been way too much, I have no idea. Never worked with cornstarch. Whisk this one more time. Butter is hot. Cornstarch is going to thicken it a little, so it's going to be runny, but like not ridiculously runny, not like raw egg or anything. All right. I'm gonna have to play with this, turn it on, turn it back off. I need some heat, but not crazy heat. Okay, it hasn't been much time at all. I basically just washed my Swiss Army knife and that's about it. And you can see it's already starting to form. You know, I'm gonna turn the heat off. I had to turn the heat on a little bit. It's already forming a little more than I want. So the heat's off, there's still residual heat, and you know, it doesn't go back right away. That's even a little more than I wanted. It's weird, the bottom is very cooked, the top not so much. Of course, that's what's gonna happen. The bottom's touching the rice cooker, but just keep stirring it. All right, there we are. Yeah, a little runny. You know what's interesting? I'm not really a fan of runny eggs, even though I have eaten eggs raw before. All right, need a good thumbnail shot. All right, there we are. All right, let's try these. All right, salt and pepper. Not a barbarian. And I know the taste is going to be good. Mainly, I'm tasting it for texture. Don't usually make eggs this wet. It's an interesting texture. Yeah, so of course I could taste the spices, the salmon, and egg. Yeah, you know, it tastes better than it looks, which was one of the reasons I was always turned off from really wet scrambled eggs. But this is actually pretty good. I even think I overdid it. I don't know how much I could have helped it with the rice cooker. There was like no heat, and then I turned it on, and then the bottom was almost turning into an omelet, and then I turned it off and started mixing it like crazy. But yeah, pretty good. And no idea if the cornstarch helped or not. Also don't know if it was even like if cornstarch in general would really make a difference, if you'd be able to taste it. Also don't know if the cornstarch I used that my mom didn't know was anywhere on the premises, which like might have expired a decade ago, did anything. But never worked with cornstarch, never made eggs this runny. Definitely looks different than, man, I don't think there's any way I'll be able to find the video. I remember cooking eggs. It wasn't a cooking video, but I made eggs. Or you know what, it might have been that Monte Cristo and I had leftover egg. You know what, I'll link it at the top right now. If there's no link at the top, I couldn't find it. If there is a link at the top, that's the video. But I remember making eggs one day, showing it briefly, even though it was not the theme of the video, and they were like really, really done. This is the opposite. I'm liking them. So until tomorrow. And remember, scrambled eggs with salmon is a spoon food.